The wealthy in the United States are worried about global unrest. They're worried that people are going to take to the streets and start protesting because corporations in the top 1% in the U.S. are basically raping our country, right? So what are they doing? They're investing in these security measures. For instance, there's one person who owned a collection company. He goes by John Johnson. I doubt that's his real name, but he hired he bought 6 canines that are supposed to protect him. Each one is highly trained, and each one costs $230,000.
Jeez, Lord mercy.
Okay, there are others that are, arming their yachts. They have planes and cars with military-style security features. They're doing whatever they can because they feel like it's coming.
So this is interesting in a couple of different ways. First of all, I like John Johnson because he thinks, well, these guys have all the money, and they're suckers, so I can sell them a dog for $23,000, and they'd go for it, and that's an insane amount of money for a dog that is highly specially trained. But they have so much money, and they're so desperate to keep it, screw it. I'll charge them $230,000, right? And the idiots pay it, right? And look, they're supposed to be all geniuses. Oh, in our free market system, the people who are so smart are the ones that got to the top and made all the money. No, they're the ones who sucked up and played politics right at a bank, became a bank executive, and then took all the money that should have gone to the shareholders or the taxpayers or whoever else, right? And so some John Johnson walks in and goes, "You want a dog for $230,000?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, okay." And then he puts machine guns on his yacht because he's so scared, because he knows he's screwing the poor and the middle class.
Exactly.
They know it. And what's interesting about the story is they think they got to be coming one day. They're almost surprised they haven't come yet.
Yeah.
And it gets scarier. Are you ready for this? They're starting to buy predators, drones. Okay.
Yeah.
Now they're not armed yet. They're just for spying. Oh, that's great. So I don't know what they're spying on, but that doesn't make me feel good.
Yes.
But as one of the consultants says, well, it would be incredibly simple to arm them. So they can build really high walls, yachts with, lots of weaponry, get the dogs, and then if all that isn't enough, get some predators.
I mean, they really don't have anything to worry about because the country is asleep. Okay, it doesn't matter. Nothing has happened. The largest protests we saw were in Wisconsin, and even that's died down, and there's nothing going on, which drives me crazy. But by the way, Bruce Levine from Alternet did this really great article that tackled political activism and why the youth in the United States are not politically active, right? And he drew out all these reasons as to why. And one of the reasons is because the youth are intimidated by surveillance, and they're intimidated by the fact that they have all these loans to pay off, and they don't have any employment to pay off those loans. They're just stuck in this weird bubble, and it's really hard to get out of it and become politically active. They just don't have the resources to do it. And surveillance is one of the big reasons. So having those drones that spy on people, it's an intimidation technique.
There is a tipping point, though. You know what happens? Like in Greece, when enough people are unemployed, well, they're like, well, I got nothing else to do, and as of course they're looking for a job. Don't get me wrong, but like their day is not full doing that, and they've already probably sent out a God knows how many resumes, et cetera. You get it. And then the second part of it is they're like, well, I got nowhere to go but up because I'm already at rock bottom, right? And so when people start getting desperate, that's when it's